world. And it's been an absolutely incredible ride. And, we wanted to kind of share a little bit about what's happening because, again, as we mentioned, we've been very, very busy and doing a lot of things over the past year. And we just got to a point here where we're celebrating a year of us and 3 years of a company that has been around or just celebrating a 3 year anniversary. So
Yes,
maybe I know you're
absolutely.
sharing this. Go ahead and
Well,
share
yeah,
with
I'm sharing the screen just to kind of show everyone just like the journey, right? I started out in the industry of relationship marketing. Now I'm in relationship marketing, but when I got started, we are doing e-commerce and I didn't have any experience. I started out as a stay-at-home mom, raising my babies from home. I actually started as a single mom. And then when I met my amazing husband, we partnered up, right? All right? He recruited me by taking me to this like amazing event and showing me the possibility. And I'll never forget, like when I go way back to the beginning, I think about how amazed I was that there was an opportunity that did not you didn't have to have a PhD or you didn't have to be a marketing guru, you didn't have to be a sales manager to be able to have success. And I wanted to be able to make a difference not only in my life, but also in my health. I was going through some health challenges at that time. And, my husband, thank God, a good friend reached out to us and said, hey, listen, you need to put some really good products in your body, help your wife to feel better. And I'm so happy he did that because I was very, very skeptical. I was not interested whatsoever in anything. And then he started talking about some residual income and passive income. I was like, residue income? Don't nobody want no residue income. And so, but it's been a journey since then. And we're just so honored and so happy for, all the people that have been brought into our life when we started out that journey. We've been able to launch multiple businesses in this industry. And, tragedy hit us has it been what, like 5 years ago when we lost some founders in a company that we thought we would be with forever, right? And throughout that journey, we've been able to launch traditional businesses as well because of everything that we learned in this industry and the experience that we gained. But when we had to, start all over, and if you're someone that's had to start all over, just put a one in the chat, It felt so daunting. It felt like we couldn't do it all over again. It was scary. But I'll never ever forget something that it was our daughter Annabelle, um, that when we were going through, some steps that we're going to share with you that led us to the moment where we are now. And I was still skeptical, but my daughter, our daughter, but I would say my daughter because that's my girl, um, she said something that really moved the needle forward for me personally. She said, because she saw how like down I was on myself, like I don't think I can do this again. I can't rebuild again. I can't start all over again. And she said, Mom, if you've done it before, you can do it again. And
Mm,
now that you're doing it again, you're doing it with more experience. You've helped so many people. You've proven yourself. You can do this. You guys are my heroes. I remember how many people you've helped. If you've done it before, you can do it again. But how do we get to that point? Because we had to do a lot of research before we
yeah,
got to that stage.
yeah. And it just, to just backtrack for just a second. I mean, just to think how we're that's human nature, right? Here we have combined 40 plus years of experience in human nature. We always have doubts, we have concerns, we have fears. That's human, that's natural. And but it's so awesome to be able to have our own daughter, right? Be able to speak that confidence back into us. And it also it shows that as parents, right, we can set the example and sometimes we can raise children to be champions without even realizing it, right? And so, again, kudos to our amazing daughter for giving us some incredible, wise counsel when we needed it. But This topic we're going to talk about here, this conversation is so important because um, I think we're at a time right now that everyone needs a side hustle. Everyone needs a side hustle right
If
now,
you need a side
especially
hustle, put me in the chat, right?
yes,
Who's gonna say no
yes.
to some side income, right? Everybody needs side income.
I mean, I know most of my peeps in the U.S. and the U.K., Canada, they're all saying the same thing about the economy, about not having enough with their jobs, their 9 to 5. So everyone needs a side hustle. But here's the thing: if you're going to spend time doing something right to create an extra stream of leveraged cash flow, you have to make sure it makes sense, and you have to make sure that you choose the right thing to invest in your time. And after all the years of us being in business, we've really identified how to choose and what to avoid, right? What to avoid. And that's what we want to talk about here is the 5 things, right, that you want to make sure you don't miss when choosing a side hustle. And, for us, when we were just taking a look, and nobody actually introduced this company to us, right? We were just out of curiosity looking at some of the fastest companies in the industry. In fact, we were using a list that
Mm-hmm.
shows the top 100 momentum companies in the industry, and we're just going through the list. We spent about 2 weeks going through companies, kind of looking at the overall of the company, and many of them are just the overall. We saw stuff that totally
Right.
uh, turned us away from it. And then a few, we started diving a little bit deeper, gotten deeper. And we went through all 100 companies. But I remember when we got to a company that was on the number 33 on that list,
Mm-hmm.
we got to that company. I remember going deeper and going deeper and going deeper. And I was blown away. I couldn't believe it, to the point that when we continued at 34, 35, 40, 50. Every company we looked at after that, it was almost like I don't know if you remember this, babe. It was, for me, it was like I was comparing those to number 33 when
Yeah,
I saw that company. It's like I kept
absolutely.
comparing everything because I was like, this is unbelievable. And out of the 100 companies we looked at, there was none that impressed me more than this company that was number 33 on that list. And there was a couple things that really stood out to us. And so I want to talk about those 5 things, right? 5 things
Five
we'll dive
things. Five things.
into. The first one, and maybe my wife will even show a picture of this, is we saw diversity.
Oh my
Now,
God.
this is something that there's layers to this. There's layers to this. Of course, at first it's superficial. At first we saw what the eye can see, but now that we've been in for a year, there's more to this diversity that we've learned than we even saw when we first saw this. But I remember when we first looked at the company, we started like spying on the leadership. We started spying on the people that were making moves, and we saw a retreat, and we saw a picture similar to this picture here, and it showed all the leaders, right, of the company that were making money that were on this retreat. And I looked at that picture, and I was just like, I love this. I love seeing, you know, that when people make it to the top of the company, it's not just the same type of person, right? Or the same, personality type. Only the sharks, the money hungry people are the ones that make it to the top, or only a certain type of um, background, a certain demographic. Males, only males are making success, having success here, or only females are having success here, or only people from a certain background are having success here. We saw everything. So, saw
It, it's just
young,
absolutely.
and I saw not so young, right?
Yep. Yep.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It was a little static, but go ahead.
Yeah, I saw age differences. I saw all types of race, every color, every demographic, right? That were the top earners of the company, and that was such a cool thing because in this industry, people when they join, they oftentimes even though they know that anyone technically can do well, it's human nature to look at who has had success and say, is that person like me? And if they
Mhm.
don't see someone that's like them, it's hard for them to really believe that they can have success. I don't know. Have you experienced this? Have you experienced this before in life or in business where you've had people that couldn't believe that they couldn't have success? Maybe someone said that to you before. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know if people like me, if you ever heard someone say that, people like me can have success, that's because there's nobody in your company that is similar to them and they don't see that it's a possibility for them. That was something that I absolutely loved. I saw that diversity then, and now a year in, we're seeing it as more than just having different backgrounds and it's we're seeing diversity in the fact that it's not just the same personality type that wins. All personality types are winning. It's not just people who are influencers. Yes, there's influencers that win, but it's people that are not influencers, right? That are winning. I love that. And I love the fact that we're seeing that it's also all types of backgrounds, right? You have health professionals that are rocking and rolling here. We have moms, right? Stay-at-home moms that are rocking and rolling. We have athletes, all types, right? Are able to come in and use what is their natural gifts and what their natural areas of expertise, and they're winning, which is just absolutely amazing. Anything you want to
I mean, I
piggyback?
was gonna share, they say the saying goes that a picture speaks a thousand words, right? And I
Mhm.
was gonna give you a little sneak peek. If you want a little sneak peek, just say, show me the sneak peek, right? And this is our community where we get to brag and boast, and we're with such an incredible network, Champions Network, where we celebrate everybody's wins every single day in the community. Every single person you see on this screen is using our 6 in 6 blueprint that's exclusive to this opportunity, exclusive to this opportunity, and they're winning. Like my husband says, diversity. You see, people from different backgrounds and different careers. Health professionals. Dr. Jody Marie and also Pam Middleton, who's a nurse. We're just also added to a new program that the company is launching where they're becoming expert trainers when it comes to these incredible products that are available in this company. And as you can see, incredible wins, people just having so much success.
Mhm.
And that's what's so incredible to me. I just absolutely love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the first thing. Seeing many people win, that's a key that you have to be looking for, making sure you don't miss when looking for a side hustle. Number two is the compensation plan. If you're going to do a side hustle, you got to make sure you get paid and get paid well. And right now, the average in the industry of work from home direct sales is 35% payout to the field. That's the average. We looked at the top 100 companies in Momentum. 90% of them were paying out about 35%. But what really stood out to me with this company was number one, 51% payout. You can see it right there, right? Uh, things here. And I'm like, wow, this is really, this is incredible, right? I mean, you can see starting in 2021, just celebrated 3 years. Well, actually, 2022 is really when I started. Um, just celebrated years fully
Mhm.
after they're getting off the ground, and already close to 400. In fact, this past year, 400 million in sales. That's amazing for a company that's only been 3 years old, right?
They
But when I look at
dove
that,
to number
well,
two, dove to number two within a year from 33 to 2.
yeah,
I
number
mean,
two on
like,
this, soon to be number one, soon to be number
yes.
one, and that is just how amazing this company is growing so fast. But part of it is that they take care of us, right? You can see the name of the company is Partner Co. And the reason they chose the name Partner Co is because they look at this as a true partnership. The company in the field, a true partnership. That's why 51% is actually, it's a partnership to our benefit, because actually they only keep 49%. 51% gets paid out to the field. And it's absolutely amazing, because I've seen things that most companies are getting rid of, like check matching, one of my favorite parts of compensation. We could talk an hour. And I invite you, if you are someone that understands work from home opportunities, you want to know more details about the money, reach out to us. I love to talk about comp plans. I love to compare it and show you. But just a quick highlight: check matching, one of the greatest parts of a compensation plan for us in the field. Most companies are getting rid of it. This company has it. And what I love is lifetime qualifications, meaning that once you qualify for something like check matching, you have it for life. You don't have to re-qualify. That was something that even in one of our previous companies, our biggest portion of our income was check matching, but you had to re-qualify it for it every month. And if you didn't re-qualify that month, lose that part of your income. That doesn't happen here. So
And can I just say one thing about
yes.
that? This is absolutely my favorite part. When we built our business and our team to 7 figures with the last opportunity, it was incredible. And a big piece of that was check matching. And when we saw here, when we're doing that research, we saw that you can hit a position called top pay. You hit a status called top pay. You do it once, okay? You don't have to requalify for it over and over again. You hit top pay, and that's exactly it. You get paid top pay in the compensation plan moving forward within your business. And they give you your first 4 weeks to hit that, okay? Your first 4 weeks when you get started, you hit top pay. Most of us did it right away, because what would you like? Get paid 15% on someone ordering from your e-store, or get paid 30%? I wanted to get paid the highest, like day one. Okay, so we have a framework that we teach you, we give to you. It comes with the whole thing, where you literally learn how to hit top pay immediately and start getting paid the highest part of the compensation plan. It is so cool.
Yes. So when you look for a side hustle, you have to find something that everyone's winning, a comp plan that's going to pay you what worth your time and your effort. And number 3 is you have to look what protections are there for you, right? What is in the legalities, right? And
Right.
most of us hate looking at this stuff, right? I mean, who actually likes to look at policies and procedures? I don't, but you know what I've learned 20 years in this industry? It's important to look at. So when I started going through these 100 companies, my wife and we found a company that was interesting. One of the things we did was we pulled their policies and procedures. You can find these online, right? And we started going through, and as I was going through some of these companies, I started seeing the gotchas in the policies and procedures. Oh my goodness, here's a gotcha right here. Oh, here's something where they have a loophole where they don't have to pay out all the money to people, right? And there's so many of these gotchas in the policy procedures, because most of the time companies write their policy procedures to benefit the company, not to benefit us in the field. And so when we saw that PartnerCo policy procedures that were very rare, they all have a bill of rights that's tied to the policies and procedures. A bill of rights for the partners, for us. These are protections, just like a bill of rights in the government, right? These are protections that protect us from them, from the company. And I was blown away, right? So you see just a overview here. I encourage you, if this is intriguing, reach out to us. We'll go through these individually with you. But I love the fact that through this Bill of Rights, the company protects us from the company, where the company can't just make changes, can't just change the comp plan, can't change formulations of the product without really being involved with other people in the field who are making and helping the company make decisions. So this
is so important. They don't do things without you knowing, and this is so big, especially when you, like us, you're growing a global team, a global business. You have partners in multiple countries with multiple policies. You have customers who believe in the products, they believe in the quality of the products. The Bill of Rights protects all of that, okay? So that formulations are not changed without your knowledge, right? Things are not changed without your knowledge, and this is so important. All right. So 10
Yeah,
minutes.
huge. So products is the next part, right? So if you're going to be doing a side hustle, whatever you're offering, whether it's a product or a service, of course, it has to be something that there's a demand, people want, people need. And so for when I first started this industry, I got involved with services, and I thought that was the greatest thing, right? I thought it was the greatest thing. But the problem was, you're trying to save people money on a service. And so how are you making money when you're saving people money and there's only like the margin, right? The profit margin of each customer is like this, right? So when I eventually got out, my wife and I got out of that industry of services and we got into products, especially health. At first, I didn't believe that there was such a need, a desire for health. But now, after we spent how long now? It's been over 10 years now, right? Of doing health and
Absolutely.
wellness. We've seen that it's huge. Like it's the number one thing that people are concerned about because it doesn't matter how much money you make if you don't have health, if you don't have your health. It doesn't matter, of what's going this if how great your career is if you find yourself sick and unhealthy or have some sort of major health concern. And so when we got in this industry, we saw that there's a huge demand and that um, there's also a huge opportunity to earn income in this industry. So we got excited about the products because what we saw with this company was even though the company's only a few years old, they brought in and acquired other companies that had products that have been around for decades. In fact, they actually have the oldest juice product in the industry of network marketing in their portfolio that they've acquired, something
Absolutely.
that's been out there for over 30 plus years. So I was excited to see that the products were proven. They had already been tested, time tested, proven. They've been around, and the company doesn't just rely on those products. In fact, the company has close to 90 plus products. They don't just rely on the products that are in the portfolio that they created. They're now innovating and creating new products. In fact, over the past year, I think I just saw this the other day. I think they've globally, I want to say they came out with 25 products globally
I
in the
mean,
last
it's
year.
just they're constantly launching. We have a new product that was just launched. Well, one of my favorite products now is the Everglow collagen. And then they just launched the Dermaglow, which is just an absolutely incredible product. I can't wait. So many of you are going to be getting yours. And I think the promotion ends today, where they're
Yeah.
doing the product pack where you can get your hands on that Dermaglow at a very, very, very discounted price, which is like so cool.
So I just want to give the correct information. I'm seeing it here. 11 new products launched last year in the past year with the company globally. 11 new products. Isn't that crazy? That's absolutely amazing. So, um, yes, this was something that is so important to find a company that is involved, that has the right products, that are making difference in people's lives, that people want to spend money on, and it's constantly innovating and making something that's better. And these products, just the last few I remember that they've launched, like this one that my wife just mentioned, the one before, Everglow. These are not just products that just, oh, let's just do something. Like literally, as they launch them, the feedback that we're getting within weeks, mind blowing, like mind
Absolutely.
blowing.
So
People are
here's
seeing results.
a little sneak peek. I started to show it a little while ago. Here's our community. And feel free, reach out to us if you want to take a look and see what's going on. This is a group that we have, Drops Revolution, because our number one viral product, of course, is the hormone balancing drops, which are absolutely amazing. And here in this community, you can see over 18,000 people. And most of these people are not even in the company, but they're using the products and they're having such
And by the
amazing.
way, this is not a company page. This is a team
This is a
page.
team page,
This is
by the
our
way.
team
Yeah,
page.
there are multiple of these out there. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. This is our team. So this is really, really cool. As you can see, I mean, multiple testimonials that are being posted. We just finished 28-day body balance challenge, which was absolutely amazing. As you can see some of the results in here. So feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to join, put you into that group.
Yes. So we said that when you look for a side hustle, make sure that people are winning. Make sure that you have a comp plan that pays you well. Make sure that you have something that protects you in the company, your side of it, which is the field. Make sure that there's products or services that people need and that you can stand behind. The last thing, and I think is probably the biggest thing, that you have to make sure that you are check the box off that this is there. It's so important. Who owns the company?
Absolutely.
The ownership of the company. The people at the end of the day that are making the decisions on the trajectory and the future of the company, those individuals you have to be in alignment with, and you have to know what their intentions are. And so this was so important for my wife and I when we finally were doing all this due diligence. Everything else checked off. We said we needed to meet the owners. We had to. And, I've met many owners, and many great companies have great leaders, right, that run the company. But it's important for me that the owners are not just great leaders; they actually care about us.
And
Because
they're
you can have great leaders.
attracting the best of the best, right? This is a leadership summit that just happened. And I just wanted to pull this picture up, and the owners are right there in the middle. John Wadsworth and Ms. Darren Sobres. And then, of course, you have incredible leaders, Ms. Katie. So you just want to make sure that, these owners and founders, because of who they are, they're attracting the best of the best.
Mm-hmm. Here's one example of who they are. Just in the last, in 2025, I'm looking at the stats right here. In 2025, these two gentlemen, John Wadsworth and Darren Zobris, they traveled around the world away from their families. Now, again, they are already, if you looked at their portfolio of who they are, they're set before they even start. Very successful in business. They were retired in Puerto Rico. But in 2025 alone, they traveled 231 days during that year to do meetings with partners around the world. Not because they had to, because they didn't have to. It's because they love what they do and that they love helping people. They love putting people in a position for them to win. That's why they called the company Partner Co, because they see us as true partners, and they believe that the partner relationship is one of the most meaningful and important relationships on this planet, and they want to be the best partners that they can for us. That's why they spent 231 days away from their family last year, traveling all around the globe to meet with partners, to inspire partners, to answer partners' questions, to make sure partners understood the vision of where the company is going and where they're going. No wonder in just this past year, they went from number 33 on the list of the top 100 momentum companies to now number 2. And mark my words, very soon to be number 1. So
real quick, I just wanted to thank you so much for joining us on this live today. And I hope that kind of gets your mind rolling of what it takes, the 5 secrets to really find the perfect side hustle. I mean, finding the right partner is not a small thing. Think about what you go through just to find your life mate, right? And I get the honor to do this with my beloved. It's just so incredible. So these founders are offering an exclusive opportunity right now to join the partnership for free. It ends at midnight, okay? There are so many benefits that were just listed just now, and that was just a scratching the surface, okay? So much went into that research, looking over 100 companies to find the perfect opportunity, the perfect side hustle. You have the community, you have the partnership, you have the products that are award-winning products, award-winning company, and today, ending at midnight, you get to get all of this for free. And of course, along with that, you get a launch checklist, you get your launch plan, exclusive access to our community, our 6 in 6 blueprint. You get a done for you smart store that literally changes